Okay, so we are live. Hi, everyone. Thank you again for joining me for the week 3 of the San Francisco and Bay Area housing market update with me, Susie. And yeah, I hope everyone's having a great week so far. Can't believe it's the end of June already. Time has flown by, seriously. And so, all right, let's just get started. Okay, so that's the cover page. And today we're going to go over the San Francisco Bay Area market updates for condos and single family homes, the current housing trends, and we're also going to talk about the mortgage rates today, and how the housing updates relate with the national versus the Bay Area statistics, and updates with me personally with my new website that's launched. I actually customized it from scratch, so please take a look at SusieLeeRE.sf.com after this live stream. And also I'm going to start this new social lunch for 30 minutes every day starting this Saturday, which is basically a virtual open house from 12:30 to 1 p.m. showcasing my listings. And a listing that I recently just got, it was just listed, is 1075 Market 408. So if you have a chance, go check out my website, which I'll include at the end of this, live show. All right, and at the end, we're gonna have some questions and answers, so feel free to ask me anything. Okay, so the San Francisco Bay Area and housing trends. All right, so I'm just going to quickly go over this. So for condos, I compared this week of June 19th through 26th of this year versus last year. And as you see, the number of sold condos is 102 versus 145 last year, the same week. And I also did something different this time. So last time I only had sold condos and I didn't have any pending, but then I realized that for last year, it accumulated everything that did sell. So what I did was I included sold and pending for this year. So even with that, though, it's still lower. And that's mainly due to the lack of inventory that we have. And we see a similar trend with the single family homes. So this year we had 84 listings that are sold and pending versus 141 of last year in San Francisco. And these are today's mortgage rates. So mortgage rates are still at an all-time low, and according to the latest data from Freddie Mac on a national level, the average interest rate on a 30-year mortgage is just 3.13% nationally, which is holding steady from last week. And it's the lowest rate on record in at least 49 years. So in San Francisco, a 30-year fixed jumbo is about 3.495%, and 15-year is 2.880%. Forbes also mentions that rates on 15-year loans have also bottomed out with an average rate of just 2.59% this week. So San Francisco mortgage rates are higher because the median property value is set higher at $1.67 million. Thus, most mortgages are taken out as jumbo loans. So if you think about it, the higher your credit score, the better rate you can also receive. So if you need to get pre-approved and you don't know where to start, then feel free to contact me and I'll connect you to the best lenders that can help you find the best rates. And despite the bargain basement rates though, mortgage activity actually declined in the recent days, so this past week. But according to the Mortgage Bankers Association, they're basically claiming that this is likely a side effect of tightening housing supply. So the pent-up demand from earlier this spring is clashing with a tight supply of new and existing homes on the market. Thus, additional housing inventory is needed to give buyers more options and to keep home prices from rising too fast. And the housing market is still going strong despite these uncertain times. However, according to the chief economist for Freddie Mac, Sam Cater, this is a sign that this economic downturn is a little different than the last one. He's referring to the '08 crisis, at least when it comes to housing, because after the Great Recession, it took more than 10 years for purchase demand to rebound to pre-recession levels. And in this crisis, it's taking less than 10 weeks. So you see how the rapid surge of just recovery we've seen just over the past 90 days, essentially. The total mortgage application volume fell by 8.7% last week from the previous week, according to the Mortgage Bankers Association. And the home buyer demand for mortgages fell 3% for the week, but was 18% higher than a year ago. Homebuyer mortgage applications have been surging for 5 straight weeks, thanks to pent-up demand from March and April and a coronavirus-induced desire by more consumers to find more space and escape from urban apartments. And one factor that might potentially stunt the growth in the months ahead is the release of pent-up demand from earlier this spring. And basically, the additional housing inventory is needed in order to give some buyers more options and to keep home prices rising from too fast, as I mentioned before. And I think that's about it for that slide. And I thought this slide was interesting. So the Napa Valley real estate market is booming with multiple offers and bidding wars. Bay Area families are looking to escape the realities of urban living during a pandemic. And as more people are working remotely from home, our perception of home has redefined itself into an everything category. So our schools, gyms, and workplaces have been taken away, and that leaves us to adapt to work at home away from work. And basically, we want more space and more leisure. And we've also been noticing that many families in their mid-30s to 50s have been eager to move out into the suburbs like Napa for a place of retreat. So a lot has changed in these past 90 days. Our world, the way we think and how we live has all changed. Many global corporations across the country are either going completely or partially remote, and companies like Twitter, Facebook, and Barclays are also considering a permanent shift to work from home. There was a survey conducted by the research firm Gartner, and they reported that 75% of respondents plan to increase the number of permanent remote employees. And employees that still get to keep their jobs while working from home are actually quite happy. First, if these changes save the company money and that means they can keep their job, then of course that's a win. And secondly, working from home provides more flexibility. It gets rid of the commute and lands in more family and leisure time. So many believe this shift that we are experiencing right now will actually last beyond the health risk of the pandemic. The coronavirus pandemic has cut into the open houses in a major way, but a new survey by the National Association of Realtors, NAR, suggests that potential home buyers are eager to resume visiting open houses. And a majority of people, 65%, who attended an open house within the last year would do so now without hesitation. And the survey found that buyers and sellers are relying more heavily on a real estate professional during this pandemic when searching for or selling a home, and a real estate's guidance is especially valued. 51% of buyers said an agent can help buyers glean more valuable information from online listings than buyers could uncover on their own by saving time and stress of weeding through online listings. And Moodys economist Zandy says that the housing market should, quote unquote, cool off later in the year. This is actually what he said. He basically said the confluence of high unemployment and the end of the forbearance measures means that we will get more defaults and ultimately more foreclosure sales, and that'll put some weakness into the housing market. And millions of homeowners have taken advantage of forbearance programs, as we know, that allow borrowers to miss mortgage payments, and it helps them insulate the housing market from a historic rise in unemployment. And we've dealt with the pandemic fairly well with regards to the stimulus packages that the government has provided. And the housing sector has actually been one of the most resilient areas of the economy during the coronavirus downturn. But to refer back to Mark Zandi, the chief economist at Moodys Analytics, he said that he expects the growth to moderate later in the year. So according to the Census Bureau, the sales of new homes last month rose nearly 13% year over year. But Zandi also says that the sector will weaken as some of the government aid and regulations used to prop up the economy expires, which I find very interesting, actually. And also, meanwhile, concerns about the coronavirus have sparked increased interest for homes in the suburban and rural areas, as I mentioned with my previous articles that I showed you. And this has led to a demand outstripping supply. And so more construction, particularly in the lower and middle areas of the price distribution, is severely needed. And that was a quick summary of what has happened in the housing market this past week of week 3 of June 19th through 26th. And I just wanted to give you a quick update about me. So this is just a screenshot of my website. I just revamped my website, and it totally, like I said, I customized it from scratch. So please go on my website and click everything, and so I can see what's working and what's not. Don't forget to input your contact information too, so I can know who came by and just say hi. I won't bug you that much. And please feel free to tell your friends who may be looking for homes I can definitely help with. Or if you're planning on selling, I am a local San Franciscan with years of experience to back my findings, and I'm qualified to help you with that as well. I look at the market report daily, and when I present it to you guys with what I find in a weekly report. So I'm very active, and I constantly educate myself with all the updates that are going on, like in San Francisco and the Bay Area. Okay, so another thing is I'll be hosting an Eventbrite for a lunch social. Oh, okay, so I just got so it's going to be SusieLeeSF.com. I'll write it in here. There we go. Okay, so that's my website, SusieLeeSF.com. So feel free to just, go around and click everything and tell me what you think, because I'm always trying to improve and if something is working versus something it's not. Okay, so I will also be hosting an Eventbrite for a lunch social with a virtual open house every day, starting this Saturday, June 27th, until July 31st, or until all of my properties are sold and I get more. So let's have fun with meet and greet. Bring your lunches and feel free to share your cooking ideas or what have you, and let's just enjoy ourselves by getting together, coming together, and being sociable. And more updates will be publicly announced on Facebook. And also it'll be a public event. It's absolutely free. It's like an open house, except it's completely virtual. So I look forward to that. I'll make more updates later today. And with that, don't forget to subscribe to all of my social media for weekly housing updates, and also to see cute videos of my cat, Nara. And feel free to leave comments on all of my posts on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. I would highly, highly, highly appreciate it. And I'd love to connect with you and learn how I can help you with any housing needs or anything. If you just want to chat too, that's fine too. Thank you for joining me on week 3 of the June weekly market update. And I will see you again during my open house tomorrow at 12:30 p.m. and also next Friday at 2 p.m. for another weekly market update of the housing updates happening in the first week of July. Yeah, can't believe it's Independence Day next weekend. That's crazy. Well, anyways, have a wonderful weekend, everyone. Thank you so much for joining again, and I will talk to you later. Bye-bye.